Thanks for tuning in to your daily dose of quick real estate updates, local housing trends, and market data, plus tips, tools, and strategies to help you buy, rent, or invest with confidence. You're now getting ready with RealiCare Reports, powered by the innovation team, Cami and Rex. Now go grab your favorite morning breakfast, coffee or tea, and let's enjoy today's episode.
Have you ever stopped to think about how the wealthiest Americans are really living today? Because I've been looking at some numbers recently, and, well, there's this trend that honestly kind of surprised me.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
A big jump in millionaire renters, especially, down in Florida. It just seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? Millionaires renting.
It absolutely does. Yeah, it's a really fascinating shift away from, let's say, traditional luxury living.
Right.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive, to unpack the why behind it all. We're looking mainly at insights from this report, Millionaire Renters Flock to Florida.
Okay.
Which uses IPUMS data via Rent Cafe. IPUMS, for anyone listening who doesn't know, it's this great resource, pulls together census and survey data, gives a really solid picture.
Got it. So IPUMS data.
Exactly. So we're going to explore, what's pulling these high net worth folks towards renting, bypassing home ownership, and maybe what that signals for the wider real estate market.
Okay, so this whole idea, millionaires choosing to rent, it really flips the script on wealth and owning property, doesn't it? What's the main thing here that jumped out at you?
Well, the headline finding is pretty stark. The number of millionaires who are renting has actually tripled since just 2019.
Tripled? Wow.
Yeah, tripled. And here's the kicker. That growth rate is faster than the growth rate for millionaires who own homes.
Faster than homeowners.
Faster than homeowners. So it's not just a small change. It's a really significant and, frankly, quite surprising turn away from the norm we expect with wealth.
So, okay, this isn't just a few people making a different choice. It's a real, measurable trend. Where's this happening most? Are there, specific hotspots?
Oh, absolutely. The data points quite clearly to hotspots developing, particularly in Texas and, as you mentioned, Florida. It seems like a good number of America's wealthiest are deciding to just bypass home ownership altogether. It suggests, a real strategic shift in how they're thinking about assets and lifestyle.
And Florida seems to be right at the heart of this, doesn't it? The whole state is seeing more high net worth residents move in, both buying and renting. It's become a real wealth magnet.
Miami especially. It's ground zero for Florida's boom, really. It ranks third in the whole country for millionaire renter growth.
Third nationwide.
Third nationwide. And get this data point. The number of millionaire renter households in the Miami metro area. It grew 11 times between 2019 and 2023.
11 times. That's incredible.
It's huge. One of the fastest growth rates anywhere, state or country. Overall, you're looking at more than 4,000 millionaire households in the Miami metro now. That's up 325% just since 2019.
Those Miami numbers are really something. But, it does make you wonder, is this a long-term thing or just a current blip? And it's wider than just Miami, too, isn't it? This isn't only a Miami story.
That's a fair question. These things always shift. But for now, yeah, it's definitely not just Miami.
Okay.
Other Florida cities are seeing really sharp increases, too. Places like Naples, Tampa, Orlando, even Pensacola, Palm Bay, Deltona are part of this.
So it's really statewide, then?
It really paints that picture, yes. A statewide strategic move for the wealthy, not just one city booming.
So Florida's clearly the hot spot. But why? Okay, sunshine, we get that. But what are the real drivers making these high net worth people choose Florida and specifically choose renting there? What makes it this new stronghold?
Right. It's definitely more than just good weather, although that helps.
Sure.
The source material highlights a few key things. Critically, there's the low tax burden. Florida's famous no-income tax structure is a huge draw financially.
A massive incentive, yeah.
Absolutely. But beyond the money, there's this increasing desire for flexibility.
Flexibility.
Yeah, flexibility and, access to a high-end lifestyle without being tied down by owning a large property. It suggests they're valuing convenience, maybe experience, over the fixed asset itself.
So less about owning the mansion, more about living the lifestyle easily.
Kind of, yeah. It's almost like opting for a high-end, tax-friendly lifestyle subscription. It gives them agility, maybe in response to a more fluid global economy, or perhaps it's just a newer generation defining luxury differently, less ownership, more access.
That really does make you rethink the whole American dream equation, even for the super wealthy. Now, okay, Florida's growth is clear, but let's get some perspective. New York, San Francisco, LA, they still have the most wealthy residents overall, right? They still dominate in sheer numbers.
Oh, absolutely. That's an important point.
Yeah.
Those traditional hubs still hold the largest absolute numbers, no question.
Okay.
But what's really telling here, the growth story, is happening in the South. Southern metro areas are seeing the most significant increase in wealthy renters.
Ah, so the growth rate is key.
Exactly. To put Miami's 11 times growth in context, look at Houston. Houston actually led the entire country.
Oh, wow.
It saw a 25 times increase in millionaire renters. Went from just 7 households like that in 2019 to 179 in 2023.
25 times, goodness.
And Dallas-Fort Worth wasn't far behind, a 12-fold increase, putting it just ahead of Miami.
Okay, so Miami's 11x, while huge, fits into this wider southern surge.
Precisely. It gives you that critical context, shows how significant Florida's growth, especially Miami's, really is within this bigger trend across the South.
So, wrapping this up for you, the listener, what's the big picture here? The key takeaway seems to be that wealthy individuals, maybe more than ever, are prioritizing flexibility, lifestyle, maybe agility, over owning a home in the traditional sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's turning places like Florida into these new hubs for high net worth renters, really changing the map of luxury living.
And if we step back, maybe the provocative thought to leave you with is this. What does this shift really tell us about how we define wealth or luxury or even stability, in the 21st century?
Mm-hmm.
As more wealthy people choose adaptability, maybe liquidity, over fixed assets like big homes? What could that mean down the road for things like city development, economic flows, even how we perceive success in these fast-growing southern regions? Something to think about.
Well, that wraps up today's episode of Reality Reports, where real estate meets real life. For more updates, tools, and insights that will help you buy, rent, or invest with confidence, be sure to follow, subscribe, stay connected, stay informed, and stay ready. Until next time.